Hi Starseeds, welcome back to our channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make chole masala, which is so delicious, and it's just chickpeas basically. Chana means chickpeas and chole means chickpeas. But chole masala is actually a northern Indian dish, and it's so delicious and decadent with so many rich spices and tomatoes and onions, and it's just mwah, it's just so good, and I can't wait to share this recipe with you. Before we get into the kitchen, you know the drill. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel because we are here every single week working hard trying to give you the best of plant-based cooking recipes. Also smash that like button and also click that notification bell so you can be notified every single time we upload a video. Shall we get into the kitchen? Let's do it. So there's two steps to this recipe. The first step is soaking your chickpeas overnight for 8 hours, straining out the water so you're left with just the chickpeas, and then we have to cook them in boiling water obviously, but what we're going to do is cook them in a broth. And so we're going to create our own broth. And these are the ingredients that you need to create your own broth. So I've got 2 tablespoons of black tea leaves here, 3 bay leaves, 1 cinnamon stick, and some green cardamoms. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've stuffed my little tea bag with black tea leaves. You can use a muslin cloth if you don't have these, but I just, to be honest, just took like a tea bag that I already had in my cupboard, like from teas that I already had, like green tea, and I took out the green tea and I just shoved the stuff that I wanted to shove inside. So I'll show you guys. So basically I'm going to take my green cardamom and just place them in, to my tea bag. And we're going to do the same thing for the rest of the black tea leaves. So if you have a muslin cloth, it's a lot easier. You can just like tie everything up and throw it in the water with the chickpeas, but I didn't have any of that, so I'm sort of DIYing it with this. And then what we're going to do is just fold the tea bag over so that it doesn't let loose in the water, and then use the string, pull it through, and there you go. So we're placing our chickpeas in our pan of choice. Remember, these have been soaked overnight for 7 hours, and that'll help with the cooking process and also to reduce the phytates so you can absorb the nutrients better. And so that's actually 5 cups of chickpeas, and then we're going to go in with 6 cups of filtered water. And then we're just going to put the heat on high. We're adding in 3 bay leaves, a cinnamon stick, and then our tea bags with black tea leaves and also our cardamom pods. So we're just gonna let this boil until the chickpeas are nice and tender. And don't forget to cover it up with a lid. So while we're waiting for the chickpeas to cook, we are going to start on the curry or gravy, if you will. Starting off with 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. I like to use this coconut oil because it just reacts to heat better than any other oil. Okay, let's go in with 4 tablespoons. We're adding in 3 large bay leaves, a few pods of green cardamom, and 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds. So at this point, we just have to let this splutter a little bit. And just move the oil around. There we go. So I've got 4 cloves of garlic here and 1 very large chunk of ginger that I just diced up, and we're gonna add that in as well. Just wanna give it a little mix. We're also adding in 2 red onions that I've chopped up, a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and 2 tablespoons of coriander powder, a teaspoon of chili powder, and a tablespoon of salt. So at this point, you just really need to mix everything up. And you have to make sure that the onions are cooked very well. You don't want hard onions in your chickpea curry, okay? So we are gonna let this cook until the onions are nice and translucent and super soft. So after you've given it a good mix, we are going to cover it with a lid and cook it on medium heat for 7 minutes. So it's been 7 minutes and our onions are nice and translucent. And now we're gonna go in with 3 tablespoons of water, filtered water, and 3 large tomatoes that I chopped up into cubes, and also 3 green chilies. So just wanna give it a good mix. The tomatoes will add a nice sourness to this dish. So what you wanna do is just give it a mix and then cover it up with the lid and let it cook until the tomatoes are nice and soft. So our tomatoes and green chilies have been cooking for about 5 or 6 minutes, and now we're gonna add in 2 tablespoons of masala, garam masala, and 2 teaspoons of caraway seeds. And mix. Just make sure all of those spices are infusing the gorgeous tomato and onion paste. So delicious. So before we proceed to the next step, we are going to just cover this up with the lid and let it cook for a few minutes longer because the tomatoes seem to be just slightly hard and I want them to soften a little more. So while the tomatoes are still cooking, our chickpeas have actually cooked completely. It's been 40 minutes and they're really nice and soft. And you can see the color of the broth is dark brown from the tea leaves. And it just smells so beautiful, like cinnamon and I don't know, kind of like chai spice. So what we're doing first is we are removing the tea bags and then we're going to place the chickpeas and the water as is into our curry mixture. Okay, so now I'm just transferring the chickpeas into our curry. And remember, you want the chickpeas and also that lovely broth that we created from the black tea leaves, the cardamom, the cinnamon stick, and the bay leaves. So I'm just gonna pick it up and place all of that water inside along with the chickpeas. So the last ingredient is 1 1/4 cups of tomato sauce. And we're gonna mix this up and we're gonna cook it without the lid and let it reduce and thicken a little bit. So our curry has been reducing for 10 minutes and now we're gonna just go in with a masher and kind of mash the chickpeas. You want to mash about 1/3 of the chickpeas and you don't really want to bring it up and mash down, bring it up and mash down. You just want to sort of keep it low, like that. This is a trick I learned from Chef Ranveer. I love him. So our chole is ready and what I'm going to do now is plate it up and have a taste for you all. Okay, so I'm going to try this for you. Obviously, you can eat this with rice or some naan bread, but I'm just gonna have it without anything, just plain and simple chickpeas in the curry. But it's anything but simple, I tell you, or plain. So, the chickpeas are so, right away I'm getting the caraway seeds, Very spicy, oh yes, a very nice kick. And the chickpeas are so soft and buttery. A bit of sourness from the tomatoes. Okay, really good. So this is definitely a great dish to make for your family and your loved ones. It's absolutely delicious, and if you love Indian food, oh my God. I've got so many Indian recipes on this channel, so you can just click on the link above and it'll take you to another one of my Indian recipes, perhaps a butter chicken recipe that I'm sure you guys are just gonna adore. So by the way, don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe to our channel because you know that we are always here freeing all beings, one recipe at a time together. I'll see you guys next time.